friends at Eastside, and I think there's some other congregations represented out there too. We're glad that you're here. I've got 4 sons. 4. I know I don't look old enough to have 4 sons. Trust me, they're making me older every passing day. A 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and a boy that celebrated his first birthday yesterday. And I love them to death. There's nothing I wouldn't do for them. You know what I'm saying? Those of you who are parents, you know. You will do things you never thought you could do. You'll clean up stuff you never thought you'd have to clean up. You'll buy stuff you never thought you'd have to buy. You know where I'm going with this, right? Could you imagine getting a call from somebody some afternoon that says, you know, I've got what the world needs, but you know, your son is the only one. He's the only one that has it. It's a blood type or something. I can save the world, but it's going to take one of your sons giving up his life in order to save millions, billions, whatever it is. Now you'd be in a predicament, wouldn't you? Because here you can be the person responsible, the person that says, yes, I am willing to give this up for the good of humanity. I don't know about you. I'm not even sure I like humanity. But here I can be. I can be well known. I can be famous. I can, if only I'll give up my son. Well, I'd have a hard time with that, wouldn't you? I'd have a hard time. Even for good people, even for righteous people, I'd have a hard time. Not to mention all the rapists and axe murderers out there. The perverts and child molesters. Can you imagine? It would be a little bit more difficult. But don't you realize that's what God has done for us? He had exactly what we needed in His Son. And the only way that you and I could be cured of the disease that afflicts us, sin, was for His Son to die. For His blood to make us whole. I'm sure glad He didn't think twice about it. But that He loved us so much, He gave His one and only Son. Whoever believes in Him should not perish, have everlasting life. For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son. No matter who we are, no matter what we've done, He taught us to have faith in the Father up above. He taught us how to live our life, and He taught us how to love. Jesus lived His life on earth, hope and love for man He gave. He came to take our sin away and for our soul to save. But He was hated and despised. No God's love He came to share. He was willing to give up His life, and no one seemed to care. Well, they took my Lord and they spat into His face. They shoved a crown of thorns upon Him in disgrace. They nailed Him to the cross where He hung in agony. And He died there alone for you and me. They laid Him in the tomb, thinking only of their loss. It seemed an evil one that day when He died there on the cross. But they didn't understand that His perfect sacrifice was made to take our sins away, and He gladly paid the price. And then His followers ran scared, each one went his separate way. When they came back to see His grave, the stone was rolled away. And then they entered in the tomb. They found 2 angels there instead, who asked them why they chose to seek the living among the dead. Well, they took my Lord and they spat into His face. they took my Lord and they spat into his